Lopez wants it away.
And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2. Matto behind the net. Sweeps it in front. He scores! Matto! Stefan Matto! And the Rangers have one more hell of a time, baby! But it's Mount Vancouver! Anthony for three. Puts it in! Next by one with 8.2 remaining!
Joe Namath, number 12, has been the one big sidelight. He's come down here and he says the Jets are going to win. In fact, he doesn't even predict it. He says, I guarantee a Jet victory.
His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run. The Yankees go to the World Series.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Come on.
Last day of September, guys, but we are still here for. Oh, don't look so sad over there.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm thrilled it's the last day of September, Josh.
Why is that?
Because at midnight tonight, I get to go wake up Green Day. Not my joke. I gotta give Sean Novat, our director, credit for that joke. I like it though. I do like it.
All right. That's the way to bring in the show, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Green Day wakes up later.
Welcome into the Friday edition of WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Man, we got a packed show today. We got a lot to get to, a whole lot. We got a Tua Thursday Night Football injury controversy that just keeps taking twists and turns. We got NFL Week 4 to preview, and we got, of course, the huge Mets-Braves series.
Yes!
Let's go. Boy, the Mets fans in the room, we're getting some big-time reinforcements for tonight. Starting
Literally
tonight.
big time.
Big time.
He's a big
Huge.
dude. He's a big dude.
It's huge.
Coming wearing number 50, Francisco Alvarez will make his Major League debut tonight. But before we get to that, let me introduce everybody. My name is Joshua Yamahi. Y'all know me. Hosting today's Friday show. With me, I have Matt Leonard, Corey David, Nico Each, and Anthony Marin. How we doing, fellas?
I feel like you said, it's a great way to start a Friday show with the Green Day joke. If they don't know what the Friday show is by now, they better know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's
you gotta know.
It's an acquired taste. You know what I mean?
Certainly is. And and quick note. I hate mentioning good things coming to an end, but unfortunately, I heard the news. We will be going back to our 4 to 5 format a few shows from now.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Our extra half hour of bonus time is unfortunately ending shorter than we would like it to. But
can you repeat that for the audience that missed it?
Well, what I said was, we're going back to a regular 4 to 5 format.
Let them know, Josh.
But at least the good news is we are broadcasting from the state of New York as always. We're staying in the state of New York. We are not going anywhere else but New York. We're definitely not in any other state, Josh. Like what? What other state could we be in? A state of applause, exactly. Yes.
I don't know.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. We're not from Minnesota now.
Oh, I wasn't gonna cue that up. You got it, bro. I lobbed it to you yesterday. You got.
I was trying.
Quality lob.
It wasn't the best lob. It was one of those lobs that, like, I feel like real. I'm not saying you're not like a Sean Kemp type dunker to really catch the horrible pass I just threw and throw it down around his body. And again, I feel like you could do that. That pass was atrocious. That's in the second row right now. My lob. I'm sorry.
The chemistry is off today. But you know what?
My lob's in the second row.
We still got time, fellas. We still got time. Well, it's time to.
I'm happy about it being going into October, just off the fact that early in the morning I can watch a preseason game between the Warriors and the Wizards.
Early in the morning. Well, they're playing in China, right?
Yeah, it was literally James Wiseman dropped 20 tonight.
Yeah, I mean
20 today.
I get up at 4 a.m. for work every morning, which is why I walk in here exhausted all the time. But it was a nice surprise seeing preseason basketball. I got to watch Steph Curry, Bradley Beal. I saw Wiseman dunk on Porzingis, which just brought me joy. It just made me so happy. Just brightened my day up a little bit.
The reason I'd want to watch that game early in the morning is Jonathan Kuminga. Something about him just gets me going early in my day.
Yeah, Matt,
he's my coffee to start the day.
Matt, you think he might be headed to Utah? You think so?
I personally think he would fit great. But between the two great guys they have there in Utah,
I agree.
That great duo, he would fit right in the middle of those guys perfectly.
I hear they're looking for a new owner too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. They need more buckets in Utah, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
They need to act as more of a tag team, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah, for sure.
More teamwork needs to be involved.
Yes, and
Come on, guys.
Francisco Alvarez will be looking to give some teamwork, some good vibes, some hitting to the DH position for the New York Mets. Something we haven't had against lefties since the Darren Ruff trade. I mean, all year really, but
Well, Darren Ruff was actually involved in a roster move today. Do you see this?
I didn't.
Darren Ruff was put on the IL. I'm not joking, Nico. Darren Ruff was put on the IL with a neck strain.
Yeah, because he's a bitch.
I'll let it rock, Corey. I see your face. I'll let it rock. I don't think FCC gonna have no problems with that.
I feel like Nico learned what he can and can't say in his month here.
Oh, you
and
guys
just
gave me too much
abusing
power.
his power.
Yeah, it definitely hits better than Doo-Doo Darren.
It certainly does. Darren Ruff, yeah.
have a neck injury. Oh no! Hit the ball. Something.
Let me read off Darren Ruff's statistics.
Imagine he hears this and it's like, okay, maybe I'll listen to Nico.
Well, it's about time.
Sandy Alderson heard us.
That's right. That's true.
How
Tyler's
about
doctor?
How about Buck Showalter? He has like a I don't know. I think it's a weekly spot with Boomer and not Boomer. Thinking of my old days.
Carton Roberts?
Carton and Roberts. Yeah, Carton and Roberts.
Carton's still around.
Yeah.
Not for long, I don't predict, but he's still around.
Yeah,
He's serious. He's got the Fox show now.
yeah. You know, he's big time now. He's mainstream.
He's
You know what
Hollywood.
happens to the mainstream guys?
Carton is certainly, one of the TV stars now. He's moved on. They can see his face. It's a whole new development.
Are you talking about Carton, who has the 7 p.m. show on? I mean, the 7 a.m. show on
Correct.
FS1? Yeah, I was so sick when they moved First Things First off. Because that usually starts my morning. Like, that starts my morning off.
Do you like to start your morning terribly every day?
First
It's
things
better.
first.
It's better than watching it.
Would you rather?
Max, Key, and Jay.
I'd rather watch First Take every day than watch First Things
I'd
First.
just rather like sleep.
Honestly,
than watch
he's
those-
actually right. I'd rather be unconscious.
First things first.
Yeah, because I gotta stop that daily hate of Nick Wright because I don't like his takes.
Okay.
So I like to argue. I like watching their takes and seeing what I can disagree with.
You hate watch Nick Wright's show. Okay.
I hate watching.
Some people hate listen to WHPC Sports Talk. I think that's all listeners are welcome.
I have literally gotten death
I
threats
disagree.
on air, Josh. People do hate us.
That'd be like me saying, "Why do I still watch Skip Bayless after all these years?"
Oh well.
Because he was going to say about Brady next.
Speaking of haters, generational Skip Bayless.
Shaboing boing.
But back to the New York.
You're not even looking at me. You knew. You knew that was me. Oh, sorry. The Mets. The New York
WHPC
Mets.
ASMR talk.
We should do a show like that.
No, we really shouldn't. We really shouldn't. We really should not.
Like
no.
I'm talking sports related. Like Francisco
No,
Alvarez.
no,
Alvarez is gonna come up tonight. And just that's a home run from Alvarez.
No.
Fine.
I think I'm speaking for all the listeners when I say that might not work. But hey, back to the New York Mets. Francisco Alvarez will wear number 50, and he will replace the phenomenal production that Darren Ruff gave us. Let me read off Darren Ruff's statistics as a Met.
Please do and give me a warning. Am I gonna faint?
Trash and more trash.
Am I gonna faint?
Because you know how bad he is. Probably
I did.
not. I think our listeners will faint though.
Did he get more than one hit ever? It was just the one?
Well, let's read off the
That's a no.
the batting average here. He has just a 152 batting average.
Oh, it's better than I thought, not gonna lie to you.
The OPS is nasty though. It's a 413 as a Met. And
Oh my God!
and 74 plate appearances. So naturally, that's how we started off the Darren Ruff experience when we Billy Epler, Sandy Alderson made that weird bozo-rific trade that brought Darren Ruff here. But
Yeah.
you bring up Mark Vientos to kind of soften the blow and see if he can produce against lefties. Well, Mark Vientos, who I really like, 143, lower than Darren Ruff. 143 batting average.
Much smaller sample size.
Yep, half the sample size, about 33 plate appearances.
Yeah,
558 OPS.
To be fair to Mark Vientos, he was called up from the minor leagues with no major league experience. Darren Ruff is a veteran with a track record of hitting left-handed pitching, and now he can't hit anything.
Yeah, it's the DH spot. Vogelback has been good against righties, but against lefties, it's just been a black hole for the New York Mets all season long. But you bring up Francisco Alvarez. Here are just his minor league stats this year. You ready? So we got a 260 average, 374 on-base percentage,
Okay.
511 slugging,
Okay.
27 homers, 78 RBIs, and 112 games, and that's the guy. And it makes you wonder the timing of this, right? Because he gets called up, and I'm thinking, well, that came out of nowhere. He wasn't even on the 40-man roster.
Oh, wait a minute. He wasn't? No. He had to be.
No, he was.
That makes him not playoff eligible then.
No, he is playoff eligible.
You had to be on the 40-man at the beginning of September.
He was
to be
on the
playoff
40-man.
It didn't appear like he was on the 40-man, but I could be wrong. We had 3 catches for sure. We had Michael Perez over him.
Yes.
On the 40-man.
Whatever happened to him?
Well,
I don't really care personally.
I think he had 1 big hit, and that was it. He called it quits.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
He just like this.
he had a Darren Ruff Mets career.
I'd rather have Perez than Darren Ruff, to be honest.
I think
At the plate or what?
I mean, yeah. Sure.
Defensively, Perez was great, but at
He
the
was.
plate, he was atrocious.
But hey, nonetheless, Francisco Alvarez is on the 40-man roster now, and he's DHing tonight. And you kind of wondered, Max Fried, the lefty, playing tonight. Was it going to be that? Was he going to play right away? But now he is.
Okay.
In the starting lineup, and there you have it. He is eligible for the postseason roster. He's on the 40-man. So how do we feel about this? And let me just say, before I go to you, Matt, I feel like the timing of this, I'll give the Mets front office some credit because this did surprise all of us. But I feel like, again, you wanted Francisco Alvarez. The big concern with him is not his hitting, because we know he can rake, but his defense. His defense was really spotty at times throughout the season, and obviously the New York Mets wanted him to get as many reps as possible leading up to whenever he's going to get called up, whatever it be next year or sometime this year. Well, minor league season is pretty much over.
It is over.
Come on up, kid.
It's officially done.
Yep.
So he has no more games to play there. And I really feel like with Alvarez, one, like you said, the defense was a concern all year.
Yeah.
If you really watch, I mean, I've only seen the highlights. We don't really get shown the lowlights of these prospects' defense, but Alvarez looked pretty good defensively, at least in the spectacular plays I watched him make. Now, is that his average? Is that even his close to average of his defense? I don't know. I haven't not watched full minor league games. I don't have much tape on him to tell. But where he's DHing, they announced he's going to be the DH for the remainder of the year and maybe another postseason. So defense obviously isn't a problem if you're just hitting. And then we know we can hit. You said it. We know this guy can mash at the plate, especially mash left-handed pitching.
Think about the stats I just read off for Darren Ruff and Mark Vientos.
He'll get more hits than them combined probably this week.
But yeah,
I'm serious.
It's actually, if you think about it the way I'm thinking about it, it's kind of the perfect situation for Francisco Alvarez in terms of the pressure.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is really be better than Darren Ruff. That seems pretty easy.
Better than Vientos, who was your buddy in AAA.
Yeah.
You get called up with him, and Beatty may be coming back before, or if they make it far from the playoffs, I should say. If they make it past, I think, the first round, Beatty has a chance to be on the roster again.
And this makes me happy because we talk about Billy Epler. I mean, we've really, just killed him at times. I mean, Ross Levine isn't here, but if he wants to call up, 516-572-7440 for Ross or anybody to comment on this move.
I almost don't want Ross to say anything negative about the Mets, because what Ross said about last night's game, we'll get there. Football.
Oh, yes.
God.
Before it happened, Ross kind of called a tragedy.
God.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy, and Ross predicted it on the air. That scares me.
We joke about Ross being having inside information. I think after I thought y'all were trolling, but after last night with the Thursday Night Football, the injury that we'll definitely get to. Oh my, yeah, we might be onto something.
Start Jared Goff. I told everybody.
You did.
But
You did.
who's beating Goff?
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We will answer that question later in the show. We will find out who's beating Goff later in the show.
I wonder who's beating Goff.
Who did the Lions play?
Nobody right now, but later somebody might.
Yes, we'll go. Somebody didn't listen to yesterday's show.
Oh,
Corey David
that hit
over
him so late. Thank you, Antonio Gonzalez, for that wonderful
Corey, you gotta
play
listen.
on
You gotta
words.
listen all day, every day, baby. WHPC Sports
Yeah,
Talk.
what has happened to the show?
Yeah, man, listen.
What has happened to the show since I've not been doing it for
In the day you were gone, that happened. Since Wednesday to now, that happened.
Thursdays are different now, Chris. Thursdays are different.
I feel like I'm a substitute teacher. Every time I leave, y'all just go off the rails.
You come back from the bathroom. What the hell's going on in here?
Exactly. Like the scene off of Community Rex was like he walks through the door and everything's on fire and he's like, I gotta get up out of here.
If you watch Facebook Live, Nico's hanging from the ceiling right now. It's swinging around,
what a way to
That
plug
was a
Facebook
really
Live.
interesting joke right there, Matt.
I said you're swinging around from the ceiling. You're just, like a monkey bars.
What?
What?
What did I do?
You said monkey bars on the ceiling?
I'm so confused now, too.
You confuse yourself with your own jokes?
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, to quote the great Michael Scott, when I say something, a sentence comes out of my mouth, it gets lost, and I just hope to find it along the way.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that, man.
I don't know half of what comes out of my mouth. I do not.
You know
some.
How about those Mets?
Yeah.
How about them Mets?
Where did I even leave off? Here?
Alvarez, please.
Francisco Alvarez is in the lineup, and let me see again where he's batting tonight. He's batting seventh.
Behind him would be Guillorme 8th and Nito 9th. I find that very interesting.
I think it's a great spot for him.
I think 7th a good spot for him eventually. I feel like a guy making his major league debut, why would you not just hit him 9th just to do that?
Because
he has to fit somewhere.
No, I'm with you. All I'm saying is, like, move everybody up a spot, put him 9. He's making a major league debut. He could very well strike out 5 times tonight. He could have 2 homers. We don't know.
I think it's the perfect spot for him. You bat ahead of Eduardo Escobar.
Yes.
And you're protected by...
We're ahead of Escobar. Is he?
Protected.
I'm confused. Is he ahead of Escobar?
Escobar is batting 6th.
Oh, he's behind Escobar.
Behind Escobar, sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, wait.
Alvarez.
The lineup is 10 guys now.
Alvarez is batting 7th, and you have Luis Guillorme batting 8th, and I think that's a professional hitter, who's done it all season long. And Luis Guillorme, how about that? Playing against lefties more and more often. We saw it in the last series. He's going to have a big task against Max Fried tonight, and let's not forget, it's DeGrom Day.
Yes, it is. It was not scheduled to be DeGrom Day, but it now is.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
Don't even say that word to us about Mets fans.
Yeah.
I'm a Mets fan. It's going to be rough.
Don't say rough. The word rough triggers us.
It does.
Darren Ruff was terrible.
It's going to be a rough night.
But Anthony, why do you think it's going to be rough for Jacob deGrom tonight?
Because, the Mets are always consistent series, but when it comes to series, they always somehow have to lose one, whether it's against a good team or like a really bottom-of-the-barrel team. So I'm predicting that the Mets are going to take 2 out of 3 of the series, but DeGrom, unfortunately, he never constantly gets that run support. So if they want to sweep, they got to start today with DeGrom pitching on the mound and protecting him with a really good lead.
Well, you know what, Anthony? The interesting thing about that, and it kind of serves your point and goes against it when it comes to the run support, because the Mets' last start gave them a pretty healthy 3-0 lead against the lowly Oakland A's, and we saw how that turned out. It really spiraled quickly for him. But
It needs to be a real healthy lead. That's what I'm saying. A really healthy lead.
I think
look at Jacob deGrom's stats. Like, he hasn't. That last start was a clunker, yes.
But Josh,
that was the last time. Before last time, we saw him give up 4 runs in a start. We never see that.
No, I understand it though. Like, I understand what Josh is saying, but like, for whatever reason, he's the best pitcher. But unfortunate things happen when he pitches. I'm not saying all the time, because obviously he gets wins, but there's times where you're just scratching your head, like, how did this happen?
He's not lucky.
Yeah. He's not the most fortunate on the team. I think the most fortunate is Scherzer. He's been fantastic all year. Yeah. He got, with the injuries he's gone, you would think he would not, make it this far. But, he's just very consistent.
The interesting thing, I think there's a lot of Mets fans. Obviously, it's positive and negative, pessimist and optimist with Mets fans. There are a lot of Mets fans that would say, "Oh, Jacob deGrom, get this guy out of here. Look at the last start. Look at him. He's opting out no matter what. This guy's head isn't in the game." But it's a big start tonight. You have to be rooting for this guy to give you like 7-8 innings, give it right to Edwin Diaz, all things like ideal.
Don't get me wrong, though. I'm rooting for him. I'm just saying he's just unfortunate. I'm not being pessimistic, but that's how I saw it the whole season.
His entire Mets career, and you can look at the numbers that back it up, he's got very, very little run support.
Should have got a lot more wins in his career.
Yeah, that's why you call up a guy like Francisco Alvarez, and don't put a guy like Darren Ruff in the lineup tonight. But
he's on the IL. We'll forget about him for the next 10
real
days.
quick.
Yeah.
Do you have like any early nicknames for Francisco Alvarez? Does anybody have any?
I do not. That's a great question.
We used to have a host here that looks just like Alvarez. I'm not even joking. And we used to go by something like that, but I mean, he's not here anymore, so that wouldn't really work anymore. That's
We'll think of one. We'll have one by Monday, definitely.
Oh, for sure. Big Vogie. There's tons of Vogelbach nicknames. My favorite, I told you, I stick to it. My favorite Vogelbach nickname I heard was Lunchbox. I just kind of like how that fits.
Very unique.
it definitely fits when you look at it. It's like, yeah, that works.
He likes lunch, obviously.
Yeah, and breakfast and dinner and some snacks
and dessert and whatever the fifth course
man
is. That man eats and hits homers, and that's all we know.
Hey, we love listen, we love Vogelback over here. We'll definitely need him for the next 2 games. Just for everybody to set the scene for this weekend. It's DeGrom versus Max Fried tonight. Max Scherzer versus Kyle Wright tomorrow night.
20-game winner.
20-game winner, Kyle Wright. Amazing.
BS.
Amazing. Hey, Chris Bassett versus Charlie Morton, who I believe that's the game the Mets have the clearest advantage in. I think Charlie Morton is a guy, like, he's pitched well at times. I do, because Chris Bassett has pitched really well against the Braves. Mm-hmm. And Charlie Morton is a guy that can be beat. 4.20 ERA does not move me like that. And that's the guy you're facing in the last game of the series. I think the Mets have this set up perfectly. You have Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer to start the series. And all I've said, it's 9-7 in favor of the Mets in the season series. So in order to get that all-important tiebreaker, you need to win at least 1 game. The only way you could feel just sick as a Mets fan after the series is if you get swept.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then you're 2 down with 3 to play, and you're getting ready for the wild card, right? But if you just win 1 game, you still control your own destiny. I think they'll still be 1 game up.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up. I had all the possible scenarios that could happen with every result of this series.
Yeah.
Here we go. So if the Mets sweep, that Sunday night win completing the sweep would mean they win the division and clinch in Atlanta. That would be amazing. The Mets win 2 out of 3, any 2 out of 3 games. They lead the East by 2 games, and the magic number would be 1, which means any following Braves loss or any following Mets win clinches it. Which means if we go Monday or Tuesday, we could see it at Citi Field if that happens. If the Braves sweep, they then lead the division by 2 games themselves, and their magic number would be 1. Like I said, a win from them or a loss from the Mets would mean they clinch. Braves win 2 of 3, and at least is tied with 3 games to play. They each have a 3-game set after with the other divisional rival. Then it's anybody's ball game.
Then there it is. You obviously, as a Mets fan, we want to see a sweep.
Just win 1.
We want to see 2 out of 3, but win 1, control your own destiny against the pathetic Nationals. That's all I want. And hey, you get to celebrate the first thing ever at Citi Field, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too bad. Now, I would love to celebrate on just those terrible, annoying fans in Atlanta that I hate. I would love that.
How many fans are going to be there with Hurricane Ian? I'm really wondering. Are there going to be less
10.
fans?
That's my prediction, at least 10.
At least 10. So the over-under is 10. You going over 10?
Oh, the same amount of people that usually go to Falcons games. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I was thinking Oakland A's, but yeah, Falcons is true too.
Yeah,
they have like that nice stadium and nobody wants to go because the team is hot garbage. They're so bad. They're like, Marcus Mariota's going to lead us to the promised land. Arthur Blank is senile. I'm sorry, football's for later.
What, Drake London doesn't move the needle for you?
Drake London, who should not have won Rookie of the Month. Antonio, you're an idiot.
No. He shouldn't have, but
Olave deserved it, rightfully. Of course.
That's a topic for later on in the show for sure, but
Atlanta sucks as a whole. Atlanta sucks.
Their fans are just so fair weather. Half the population of Atlanta isn't even from Atlanta.
That's actually true.
Like, New York, true. California. Like, it's not even, you have no culture. Well, they do have culture.
Well, the culture's a big part of Atlanta, I feel like. The Atlanta culture's a big thing. But you're right. Homegrown Atlanta fans are hard to find in Atlanta, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, and, I don't want to see those same annoying-ass fans doing they don't even do the official tomahawk chop anymore, right?
The stadium does not play the chop. The fans do it as their own organized thing. They're like, I assume it's how it goes down. They look around, make sure nobody they get offended in the vicinity, and they go, 1, 2, 3.
Have you guys ever started the tomahawk chop at Citi Field?
I actually I've done it for other reasons, and that is because my high school was the Syosset Braves, so we would do it at football games. And the marching band would play the da, 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 everyone would do the whole chop. Yeah.
When the DeGrom was playing against the Braves.
Oh boy.
I started that. Everybody.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm a menace. I am a menace.
He's just trying to ruin some Mets fans' days.
No, it was at Citi Field. Everybody.
I'm aware. You're trying to ruin their day. Like, were you wearing a Mets jersey?
Yeah.
You're really trying to ruin their day.
I'm just saying it was fun.
Listen, I need to keep all the negative energy away from the New York Mets right now because this is a huge series, and we talked about Francisco Alvarez coming up, but a big loss that the Mets are going to really feel this series is Starling Marte.
He's not coming back for the series?
Starling Marte, they're saying he's not coming back for a minute. He's not coming back for a while. So
I'm embarrassed that I had not heard that update. The last update I heard a few days ago, I'm going to go with you're right, because the last update was very vague and he could be back for the Atlanta series.
Right.
That wasn't guaranteeing or promising anything. So I think you're absolutely right. I got to look it up myself, but wow.
Yeah,
that's a blow.
Everything you're seeing, it's saying Starling Marte isn't close.
I don't know where I heard that from then. Like, they did say he could be back. They did say that. I guess I was being Mr. Optimist then, because I truly thought he'd be in the lineup, like at least batting second tonight. Oh my God!
It's just really concerning because you would hope the injury wouldn't be that serious to keep him out for the biggest series of the year that we all circled. We had the series circled for months.
Oh yeah, we knew. We said it in April. If the Mets are even close to winning the division, if it's not wrapped up, this will decide it, and it's going to.
And the injury is apparently bad enough or needs more time to heal that he's not out there. And the hope is, and it's just a hope right now, nobody really knows what's up with Starling Marte. Could he be back for the NLDS or a wildcard series? Could he be back for the NLCS? No, but what's going on with Starling Marte,
What
Nico?
is going on with Starling Marte?
It's
We make the joke all the time. We forget all of our audience can't see the finger pointing.
That's true.
That's fine. Just like, I forget.
Well, just watch the Facebook Live.
Exactly. Tune in on Facebook Live. Where can they find us, Josh?
90.3 WHPC. Put it in your search bar, and there we go. We our beautiful faces pop up.
You're damn
Yeah,
right.
Josh. You're gorgeous.
Appreciate you, Nico.
I told you, Josh. We have all agreed we're going to grow playoff beards for the New York Mets, right?
Oh,
which means when they get out, we're going to shave. You don't have to.
Okay.
We understand that is your look, and we respect you. You are the exception, as long as you agree to go Boston Red Sox with it and don't touch your beard till they are eliminated or win the series.
That ain't no problem.
Deal?
Yeah.
No grooming, no trimming, no nothing.
Yeah.
You will look like Mike Napoli by the end of the World Series. if they
Yes,
go
I
there.
need the Mets to make it to the World Series, win the World Series, and then I'll have the.
You'll be Mike Napoli.
Oh my God, we're going to
Is
the
it really
parade.
good?
Let's go to the parade.
I was thinking about going.
Can we actually? No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
What you doing over there, Corey?
I was thinking about going babyface. Just
You're gonna shave it all?
get a little
You're gonna
shave
look like
going.
James
Corey,
Harden.
when the
Corey
Yankees
wants
lose.
us to lose.
Corey's gonna look like James Harden.
Oh God! Like the one. You ever see? Is that a real James Harden picture
No,
of him
it's
without a
not.
beard? It's fake, right?
No.
Photoshop.
Which one?
People say, "Oh wow, facial hair changes your whole look." It's Harden with a beard. The same picture of Harden with no beard. That's fake, right? It's him in a Rockets uniform.
Oh, okay, that's fake.
It is terrifying.
There's a pretty
He looks 7.
There's a pretty nasty picture of James Harden when he was at Arizona State, looking crazy. But what do you have there, Matt?
Sorry, breaking football news. This will transition us into the second hour.
Sure.
Hey, Nico. Who are the Packers playing? Real question. On Sunday, 4:25. What are they
The
playing?
Patriots.
Well, Mac Jones will not be taking the field.
Let's go!
He has an ankle sprain, and according to Adam Schefter, he will not be taking the field.
I cannot
Let's
wait.
go! Lunch
Bill
meat for Aaron
Belichick
Rodgers.
to
Let's
cry.
go!
I want to see Bill cry on that field.
Two things.
Yeah.
We saw the way Mac Jones kind of, limped off the field or whatever you want to call that.
Yes.
You just knew he wasn't playing
It's
game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell
He's
whether
scared.
him. Yes,
Yeah.
he is. He might be.
He's scared of the pack.
Nah, I'm not going there.
Pack, go.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Nah.
Give him some
he's
ayahuasca and some Percocet. He'll be. Give him some ayahuasca. Give him ayahuasca and Percocet. He'll be good.
You have arms
Our guy
for a
does it all the
reason. You just
time.
Throw the ball. Jesus.
God. He's not even a mobile quarterback. Why is he complaining about an ankle
Exactly. He
sprain?
can sit in a chair the whole game.
Y'all probably could.
Y'all
Like-
better not lose to Brian Hoyer talking all this stuff.
Josh,
Brian
that's what we
Hoyer's
got.
still
If
their
they
backup?
lose, I will burn my Packers jersey if they lose this game.
Yeah.
On air, we will.
Are you
I
gonna
mean,
video record it?
I
Yeah.
don't.
I'll do it live. I'll do it
I do
live.
not care if Sean's listening. I will burn my Aaron Rodgers jersey in studio on Monday's show. Sean, if you're listening, get the fire extinguisher ready. This is happening if they lose.
Sheesh.
Fire LaFleur.
Season's over.
Trade Rodgers. What's the point of this franchise if we lose to the Patriots? on
Y'all
Sunday?
would still be 2-2. Like, stop
They're
it.
2-2.
Could you
That's not 3-1, Josh. Okay, it's not.
Could you imagine going 2-2 by losing to a Mac Jones-less Patriots team? Brian Hoyer's going to come into our house, right?
That would be rough, and this is coming from a fan of a team that just lost to Baker Mayfield last Sunday.
Shake and bake.
Baker Mayfield is far more admirable to lose to with the weapons he has than Brian Hoyer with nobody to throw to. Just saying.
Literally nobody.
Your team's loss, you can actually justify that as they have weapons. They have a good offensive coordinator. Their system works.
I couldn't tell with Mac Jones, like him limping off the field. It kind of looked like his gritty.
Honestly, yeah. Remember Pro Bowl Gritty with him?
Yeah.
It does. I mean, his Gritty's better than Mike Gesicki's, as I call the skedaddle.
I skedaddle, that's great. I think if you put Mac Jones's limping off the field and his Gritty like side by side,
It's the same video.
It's the same
video.
If I'm being honest with you, his limping may be faster than his Gritty. We're talking about speed.
And with more rhythm too. Like
Yeah, really. Like we thought he was dancing off the field. We thought they won or something.
yeah, I was like, Mac, you're down 15.
Really, yeah, they got their ass kicked. They didn't really win.
Garbage.
They're terrible. The Patriots dynasty is over, and I'm thrilled, but we got to pay some
Relocate
bills.
Yes, we got to pay some bills.
As the Patriots do twice a year.
Ooh.
Aha! Transition.
Got him.
We
Pay
got
the bills.
We got Football Friday to get started right after the 4 o'clock break. WHPC Sports Talk. We'll be right back.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision, with 2 locations in Limerick and Oceanside, who remind you that New York state law says you always have the right to choose which shop will fix your car. CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision offers a full range of services, 24-hour towing between Montauk and Manhattan, shuttle service, and they can help you with a rental car arrangement if needed. All repairs include the CarStar lifetime nationwide warranty, ensuring that the experts at Celebrity Chase Collision are always on your side.
Y sí, hablamos español.
More information is available at 516-593-0920 or online at celebritychasecollision.com. Hi, this is Ray Guarino, host of Motormouth Radio, heard Sundays at noon on the voice of Nassau Community College, and this show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Town of Oyster Bay.
Supervisor Joe Saladino invites you to the Town of Oyster Bay's Car Show Long Island Fall Classic, presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union, MSG Networks, Signorama of Huntington Station, Eagle Performance Chevrolet Parts, and PSEG Long Island, which has been rescheduled to Sunday, October 9th at Tobay Beach.
Featured are classic, muscle, exotic cars and 4x4s, a food truck corral, vendors, displays, and live music by the Mystic.
That's the Town of Oyster Bay's Car Show Long Island Fall Classic, now happening Sunday, October 9th at Tobay Beach.
For more information, including how you can enter your car into Car Show Long Island, it's available at 516-797-4121 or online at carshowli.com.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the NYCB Theater at Westbury, which presents Hot Autumn Nights, starring Peter Noon's Hermits, with special guests Gary Puckett and the Union Gap and the Box Tops on Saturday, October 1st. More information is available online at thetheateratwestbury.com.
Celebrating 50 years of radio at Nassau Community College.
By being named a finalist for the 2022 Best College Radio Station and a B. Marconi Award.
Voice of Nassau Community College.
This is the award-winning 90.3 WHPC HD Garden City.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Play WHPC.
And available on Odyssey, TuneIn, iHeart, and on the WHPC app.
90.3 WHPC.
Pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet. Airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree. Inside the 25 and a timeout taken. 3rd and 7, Matt Moore has time. Right to Revis, interception. Revis down the side, cuts back to this side, one block, and he's gone. Darrell Revis all the way home. 100 yards, touchdown, New York Jets.
Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in it? In the end zone, it is caught for the win. Richard Rodgers with a walk-off touchdown. A game ender for the Packers.
Steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
This is WHPC Sports Talk.
Football Friday.
That's right. Welcome to Football Friday, Week 4 edition on WHPC Sports Talk. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Once again, Josh Williamahi joined by Matt Leonard, Corey David, Nico Each, and Anthony Marin. That was a fun break, guys.
If anybody wants, our Facebook Live continues with no sound throughout our break. Now, if you want to know what we were laughing at, we will not tell you.
No,
we will not willingly ever tell you.
Nor will we show you.
We certainly won't show you. No. You either might laugh with us or just look away in a horror. But you'll never know. And we like it that way. Secrets of radio.
We love it that way. We love it that way.
A lot of stuff goes down here that we don't really tell people.
No. And we never will.
But Boys Club.
Oh, yeah. Boys Club. Boys Club.
Boys.
Oh my goodness. The boys will be out on some football fields on Sunday.
Can I ask you, how in the world are we going to transition from this much laughter to freaking Tua? How are we going to do that?
That's a
like, seriously, how are we supposed to transition from all these jokes to Tua Tagovailoa almost died last night? Like, I'm being serious. That man almost died. He's lucky to be alive.
I got it. I'm going to just go in on it.
Please, go in on it.
That whole situation was crazy. Just watching the game last night.
Yeah.
Now, I turned my head for like a second, and my brother was just like, "Whoa, what just happened?"
You didn't watch the hit?
No, I didn't watch the hit. Like right then in the
live,
moment.
okay.
Right then in the moment. But then I started seeing the replay. You see his hands, just like crumpled up, basically.
His fingers. That scared me so bad.
I thought something like happened with like he got slammed on his fingers or something.
Yeah,
that's what happened initially. But then I seen the replay. Okay, it's not that bad. Then once you see it in live speed, you see that whiplashing force that he was tackled with. And it was just like, then you think about the hit on Sunday. Yeah. And mind you, I watched that game live. And they said it was a back injury. Now I've not had a crazy back injury, but but I've had like my back where it's like it kind of like it hurts because I used to pick up weights at a gym like I used to do.
Yeah.
I'm not falling like that. I'm falling slow and with a big my back. Like I'm going like slow to the ground.
Yeah, because the weight is dragging you down. That's what a back strain really is.
He's just stumbled and crumpled to the ground on Sunday. It was, and then you see, and if you look at the video prior to it, he actually shakes his head. He's actually like this, like he's just like shaking like the cobwebs out. And so I'm just looking at the video now, and I'm like,
Sunday.
Yes, from Sunday.
God, and he was allowed to play 4 days later.
Because you got to understand, watching Get Up this morning, these guys go through a test that they know the answers to get back on the field.
Facts.
And at the end of it, it's just it's a judgment call from the player from the medical specialist that they had there. And sometimes those guys are in favor.
Who are they employed by? That's all I'll say.
Most likely the team.
Who's writing their checks? You know what I'm saying? Like this.
This is in reference to the team neurologists?
The team doctors. Who was writing their checks? The Miami Dolphins.
That's what I want to clarify, though, because anytime a concussion, and I know they're calling it a back injury, Corey.
But it's supposed to be like independent neurologist specialist.
That works for the NFL.
But if it's called a concussion, I think they weren't calling it that so they wouldn't go there.
You're absolutely right, Matt. That's what everyone's kind of trying to figure out is if they call it a back injury, then they treat it like a back injury, then the team doctors can just say, all right, get back on the field. You're good.
This makes me wonder, Josh, like you call Jameis stupid. He has a back injury. He get hit in the head or something. Did Jameis get knocked too many times up in the dome?
No, he probably actually legit has back issues.
I believe that. But I don't know did Ben Simmons have like a brain cramp and they called it a back injury? Well, that would make a lot of sense.
Well, his stuff was more mental than
that. Would make a lot of sense.
But I just felt
maybe the new term for head injury is backache.
I just felt as though what they did was they opened themselves up to a lot of scrutiny, especially from the NFLPA, who I feel like necessarily didn't take it serious in the first start, but when they seen all the criticism that they were receiving as well as the Miami Dolphins were receiving, they had to come out with a response. It's almost like you did it in bad faith because now that you've seen that you were getting criticism, now you want to say something. People should have been saying something during that Sunday game, like he should never came back. Like you seen Josina Anderson, who actually was one of the people at that moment, was like, he shouldn't be on the field. I seen Ryan Clark was one of the people that said he should not be on the field. It's many people now. I was looking at a guy who studies concussion. He was a WWE wrestler, but now he works on concussion. Mm-hmm. Literally 5 hours before the game, he almost predicted everything that happened. As far as just stating that if he has another concussion within a span of 4 days, that would be tremendously difficult for his career. And I was just thinking about Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman has always had a gripe with the Thursday night football game. He says that's too quick of a turnaround when these guys are, as we say, you're going through a car crash on each collision. You shouldn't have that much of a quick of a turnaround. And the NFL does this all for the profiting gain. So I'm like this. All of it's kind of in bad faith. I hope Tua heals up.
Absolutely.
And one thing is he was discharged very quickly. You have McDaniels. McDaniels on the plane saying, "Yeah, we were watching Magruder together." He was laughing. I'm like this.
Did he know what he was watching,
He's laughing
McDaniel?
because he does not know where he is.
Really?
So that's why he's laughing.
I'm just like, this whole situation, they're not taking it. And I'm glad that coaches like John Harbaugh will come out and just say like that they would criticize the Miami Dolphins, saying that's the first time he's ever seen that happen with like that. With you have to be able to help your players, like you have to tell them when it's like you have to know when to say no. Like you look at Mike Tomlin, right? Mike Tomlin had a situation with Ryan Clark, who was battling sickle cell.
Yes.
Almost died when he went to Denver, right?
Yes.
They went back to Denver, and he was trying to get everything cleared. Mike Tomlin said, if you were my son, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And sometimes you have to tell these players no.
It's a great point. I got two things for you, Corey. First, on the Richard Sherman thing. The irony in all of this is that Richard Sherman is on the Thursday Night Football broadcast team, and I was actually...
He put a hit out on Tua.
No.
It's his fault.
No.
I was actually...
He's the best corner in the whole game.
All right.
What does that mean to this?
I was actually eager, though, to, like, after... what you just said, Richard Sherman has always criticized Thursday Night Football, how unsafe it is. I was like, so this happens on Thursday Night Football, this Tua injury, right in front of Richard Sherman. What is that guy going to say? Nothing.
Richard Sherman?
He danced around it in the halftime show.
Yep.
Completely danced around it.
Well, I mean, you said it on a text chain with a few of us last night. Someone said it, like, how do you address this at halftime? Do you just pretend it never happened? Because keep in mind, they're employed by the NFL, too.
Yes,
now,
absolutely right.
they're not employed by the Dolphins. They're employed by the NFL, who wants to cover all this crap up for some demented profiting reason. Now, Richard Sherman's a former, like highest level, I'd say, employee of the NFL. I mean, he was a player. Now he's a broadcaster. They still write his checks. And everybody on that broadcast is in the same boat of they're writing the checks. Roger Goodell's name is somewhere involved. So do they just pretend it never happened, which they were probably told to do? Or does someone come out and be brave and say, we're not talking about this Tua thing. Why are we talking about this major issue in the NFL? They don't want to cause controversy. It's primetime football. Unfortunately, that's how it works.
Bro, I swear, not only Roger Goodell, but it's on Jeff Bezos' network, right? I think they made that boss call, like, we don't keep this halftime show completely controversy-free, and it's wrong.
I mean, I don't think Richard Sherman will address it live on that, but I will think he would address it on his podcast.
I was going to say,
other media outlet. You guys?
I was going to say, I mean, like, even if you bring it up, right, it might stir some controversy or, like, whatever concerns, but what's the NFL going to do? They're just going to put it under the rug. I mean, the real way they could fix it is, like, protests or something like that as like, players.
Well, that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen.
Well, one thing is, like, there should be something implemented where, like, if you see guys stumbling over themselves like he did in that Buffalo Bill game, there should be a 7 to 10-day period where they can't have any live action, like, contact or anything like that, live action work, like where, whether they out for practice or something like that.
Like non-contact, you're saying is okay, but don't get touched.
Not get touched. Just stay away from it from a little bit.
So don't even touch a football.
Kind of. I want you to just get your mental right.
Period.
Yes, rest period.
Okay.
That's the second thing I wanted to come to you with, Corey, because remember last year, Giants-Cowboys in Dallas, Daniel Jones had that big collision, and he got up, and he was stumbling the same exact way Tua was.
Yes. And the
same exact way. He played the next week, 7 days later, but it's not 4 days. 7 days is better than 4 days.
And the reason why the NFL, I don't think are not making the best decision with this is because if you look at a situation with Tua where it's like you have both these back-to-back injuries, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a fan or parents out there who are watching the game and they actually see that puts the jeopardy of, do I really want my kid playing such a dangerous game? Like me, I've always said this about my nephew, right? Because he's playing football right now, right?
You've showed me the nephew's highlights. Your nephew's damn good.
I was like this. We were always like this. At one point, we weren't going to let him play. We weren't going to let him play because we felt like, at the end of the day, that head injuries or anything like that is not something to be played with. Because you could play baseball, you could play basketball. There's two sports you really can't play. You can't play football. You can't play boxing.
I thought you were going to say hockey. That's another head injury sport. It is.
It's okay. Hockey as
getting
well.
Your head bashed in.
Because those are like three of those sports where like at any given moment, injuries like that can happen because on any play, it's live contact.
Absolutely.
And what we need to talk about is for everyone that was wondering why Tua laying on the ground with those fingers out the way they were, it's called the fencing response. So I think a lot of people
going into the science.
Yeah,
no, I'm asking genuinely. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's a neurological term, basically.
Oh, it's like his nerve endings kind of.
I remember when Marquise Godwin got hit crazy.
Yeah,
and it was like it was like he was on the ground and he was like he punched the air and it was like he was still trying to move, but his body wasn't.
You guys ever watch like UFC fighters when they get knocked out? They're just like
they're spazzing.
It's basically the same thing. It's basically like a defense mechanism, kind of, or like. It's around there.
It's a wild position to see an NFL quarterback.
Like the craziest situation I've seen with concussions wise, like besides the Marquise, was Luke Kuechly, because he used to get him. He used to get him a lot, and I remember there's this one time where it was like he got one, and it was just like you could tell he was zoned out, but he was crying.
Tears were coming out, but his face was like still.
It was just like he just didn't like he was not in the right state of mind, and I've only seen that happen one other time in like real life where I seen like a player who I played with where he had that kind of same reaction, like he didn't know why he was crying.
Yeah, I think that's like really sad when you guys see like guys like just like kind of paralyzed at the time, they're crying. You just know they're like they can see, they can sense, but they just can't move.
Like it's like they just don't like it's like you just don't know what's happening, and it's just that shows you how much of a dangerous that can shorten lives. Like
absolutely, like I said when we started this, Tua's lucky that he is still alive right now. But he's fortunate that he's alive.
My only problem is like you don't want a situation where he comes out in like the next couple of days where he has to do a PR spin. It shouldn't be on Tua's job to try to spin this in a good way for the whole Miami Dolphins organization.
You know that's exactly what's going to happen, though.
Absolutely,
you know
it's the NFL.
Heart, you know that's what's going to happen. The NFL themselves are going to prop Tua up there, like, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. It was, and for anybody that wants to question, I don't know how you could, but the neck versus the back injury, or is it a concussion? Which it clearly is.
Maybe it's all three.
That's what I was going to try to bring up. I was going to say, the thing is, the head injuries connect directly to the back because the spinal cord is connected to your brain. Now, it could be a back injury in that he hit his head in like a spot. It was the back of his head, right?
Yeah, but
hit the back of his head into the spot that his spinal cord, and a shock went down his spine, and they diagnosed the back injury with his head spine.
So we're talking neurological stuff and nerve seizures.
Oh yeah. And the thing it's worse than we think is what I think is going on.
And the thing about it is, it's like once you get one, they start piling up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have two in a week.
It's like a car, you know, like the engine breaks, then you got like more problems going on with other parts.
Even getting in fender benders over and over again is going to break your car down.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, Austin Collie?
Oh.
It was literally like, okay, the first one he got, it was bad. And then it was like, it just seemed like the littlest hits would do it for him. Like, and it was just like he had to retire. You look at guys like Al Toon, who used to play for the Jets. He had a situation where...
You want to know the name that proves to me that the NFL does not care and the after effect they don't care? Ryan Shazier. Why has that not been brought up in public media yet? No one brings up the Shazier injury. That was obviously head, spine, neck, everything. That man was told that night he would never walk again. Now, thankfully, and thank God that Ryan Shazier is able to walk. He needs the walker to walk now most of the time. But do you remember, they did the whole thing we said with Tua, where they make him like a puppet and they prop him up there. They literally propped him up there. They had somebody walk him while he had crutches up at the NFL Honors to give some inspiring speech. And stand up, Shazier's still standing, that's great. Yeah, then the next day, the Super Bowl was played, nobody gave a damn.
The NFL, just the way they handled this stuff is a complete joke. And like I said earlier, for anybody that wants to question whether this was a concussion thing or not, the fencing response is literally in like the medical dictionary, a natural position of the arms following a concussion. We literally saw that. His hands were up. There's no way you would regularly have your fingers like that after a hit like that.
No.
And my thing is, right,
he's concussed again.
My thing is with the NFL, right, especially when it comes to that, I probably was the only one that was like kind of mad when they kept doing this. They kept showing the replay and they kept
non-stop. You're not the only one that was mad, believe us.
And kept zooming in on the fingers. I'm like,
like, hey, his finger looks weird. What do you think that's? What's about that, Al? And I was like, I don't really know.
Y'all doing too much excessiveness. And I was like, you know how you said you wanted to hear what Richard Sherman would say? I really want to hear what Ryan Fitzpatrick would say, who was a former teammate of his.
Ooh. That's
And it was
interesting.
like
Those two were like a tandem.
Yeah, you
down
seen
there.
that. You seen that live. Like you at that point, do you think, glad I got out of this game with all my, just with wherewithal. Like I didn't go out like that bad. Where it was like I'm not suffering like these effects to this day. Like the NFL is such a dangerous game. I hope everybody takes those proper precautions. Like, you gotta understand. Like Matthew Judon would say, you gotta look out for yourself because sometimes these people are just gonna look at you as just a football player.
Absolutely, and I want to ask this question, right? Because I feel like, like you said, the NFL needs to wake up on these concussion things. All this BS with they hide the concussions is enough. Now, I'd say Tua is the biggest name we've seen that level of head injury happen to, right? Tua Tagovailoa's got to be the biggest name we've seen that happen to. Yes?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I feel like it was Shazier until Tua obviously is a much bigger, more household name, won the Heisman, everything. High draft pick, and everyone loves Tua, I feel like. But look, now, the NFL, why did it take this long? And what if this doesn't even do it? What if it has to be like a Brady, a Mahomes, an Aaron Rodgers? What if that has to happen for the NFL? Like, if this was Brady, the NFL would be canceling the season.
Oh, come on, we know that.
Yeah, they would cancel the season. Oh, Tom Brady's down.
The most
it's so stupid.
The most you'll probably see the NFL do is probably implement some type of rule where you can't bring your player down such as though Tua was brought down. Like they'll try to implement something that'll handicap the defense.
Correct.
I'm sure they will.
I don't know what more they can do. They've already outlawed head-to-head hits, shoulder-to-head hits. Even.
You can't
target with the head. Yeah.
You can't hit in the shoulders. You can't hit in the head. You can't. They trying to implement something where you can't hit them in the knees.
Well, then where are you going to be able to hit him? It's flag football in 2030.
Also, you can't put your weight on top of the quarterback.
I don't like that one. I personally don't like that one.
Yeah, you could still hurt them pretty badly.
Yeah.
You know, Matt, I would love to hear from Dave from Las Vegas today.
Dave, if you're listening out in sunny Las Vegas, you know the number. Josh, what's the number?
516-572-7440 because...
In case Dave forgot. He always talks about the head injuries.
But that's what I'm saying. I would love to know not only his, but the callers' and listeners' opinion on where the sport of football is headed after this. Because you're right. An injury to a Mahomes or a Rodgers or a Brady is what it's going to take.
We would see a year-long hiatus of football. We would.
I think it's going to happen, too. Eventually, one of those top guys is going to have a response like Tua had last night.
Do you remember Lamar Jackson had to come out of the end of the Bills-Ravens playoff game, and then the Bills fans were very classy, even though the Bills won. They sent all this stuff to concussion research. Yeah. And I noticed how that wasn't an NFL concussion research charity. There was their own little thing they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know if NFL concussion research exists. I do not know anymore.
And we're all ripping the NFL right now, but the NFLPA, they're just all...
They're equally as guilty right now.
Thank you.
They truly are.
They're all talk because they want to say today, after what we saw, we're going to pursue every possible legal angle to...
They're going to protect Tua.
Where was the protection when the Dolphins were going to put him out there 4 days later?
Where was the protection when Tua... I mean, they couldn't do anything mid-game. But why weren't all these sanctions and all these things handed down right after the Sunday game where Tua came back in? We made jokes. Oh, Tua's throwing dimes with a brain bleed. Yeah. We didn't know it was this serious. For the record, we didn't know it was this serious.
The way the Dolphins...
We never would have done that if we knew it was that bad.
Matt, the way the Dolphins portrayed it, we never would have known.
We're getting heated over this. This is ridiculous.
Because it's terrible, and the NFLPA is really where I'm angriest the most because it's like you want to talk after the fact. Where was all the protection of Tua Tagovailoa before the fact when you had Sunday after the game, Monday, Tuesday...
you could have Thursday until the game, honestly.
All this time.
When you heard Tua will be active for Thursday, why did they not step in? Hey, Mike McDaniel. Hey, everybody involved. Yeah, Tua cannot play tonight.
And Corey brought up the fact that we saw him stumble, shake his head. It's clearly concussion. We're not stupid. We know what it was.
So stupid.
So where's the protection from the great NFLPA that just bends over for the NFL every single chance they get?
I think it's one of them situations where it's especially with the Miami Dolphins, they see that this is one of the first years that they can actually have a prosperous season where they can actually do something. They're actually the talk in the NFL. And they feel like the only way they finally feel like they have a quarterback who can actually lead them to somewhere in the playoffs. I'm just it's not worth it. Sometimes it's not worth it, especially if you're the player. I get that you want to think about the team.
Right.
Sometimes you have to think about yourself at the end of the day.
You know what sucks, Josh?
What?
I just want to say, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of the NFL, but as someone that watched that last night, I'm sorry to Miami Dolphins fans. I'm obviously sorry to Tua Tagovailoa. That should never happen to any human being. I'm sorry to even Bengals fans. You want to know why? Because their team played a great game last night. They won a football game. You have the stats written here, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And how about,
nobody cares.
How about the people watching, Matt, that literally have family or friends or themselves that's dealt with head trauma and the stuff that comes with that? Like,
I feel like nobody should care about the stats or the result of the game either. We're like, oh yeah, Tyreek got whatever in fantasy or bro, a good fantasy game. I really don't care.
Honestly,
Is Tua alive and well is all I care about right now.
I just wrote that in for y'all to
I'm aware.
Happened, but I didn't even want to write it down.
No, exactly. I'm very aware. The big story of the game is the last few years now. We look back and all this head injury crap.
I get that, and the sad part is sometimes we do have to transition into the game of what actually sometimes happened. Like it was a great game.
It wasn't a dirty hit either, by the way. For anyone saying that, it was not a dirty hit.
It wasn't.
He shouldn't have been in there in a risky position like that anyway.
Yeah, and I was just watching that game. It was a great game. Jamar Chase really didn't get the ball that much.
What's going on with that?
No. I felt as though that's how the game plan was switched up. Their defense was more shifted towards the coverage on Jamar Chase. That's
Who
why
was that yesterday?
T. Higgins was able to go. T. Higgins was able to go off a little bit.
Someone yesterday called that the Dolphins going to lock up Jamar Chase. Who was it? It wasn't you, Nico. It wasn't you, Josh. It wasn't me. Was it Antonio or was it?
Still was it? Receiving yards.
We gotta check the tape on that.
It was Antonio.
It might have been Antonio.
Yeah, I think it was Antonio that called that.
Xavier Howard guarding him.
Yeah, Xavier Howard. He's to sit Jamar Chase tonight. He said.
Can we talk about Teddy Bridgewater though?
We don't have to really. That was sadder than the Tua injury.
I just want to say this.
He didn't do that bad. I mean,
he didn't do that good.
To get back in that game,
he didn't do that good either.
He did not.
Like the interception that he threw was really unnecessary.
That was terrible.
And I was just like this.
I want Nico's.
I looked at.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Bridgewater was trash.
But only one.
The thing that I think really sucks the most, and I was thinking about this all day, we could have possibly seen the last time Tua plays football.
Last night.
Let's think about that.
On a serious note, if I'm Tua, I'm retiring. I don't want another chance of that.
Absolutely. If you have both those head injuries to you in the span of a week.
Now the thing is, I hate that I had to do this, just to get into the analyst perspective. I like the way that Tua played last night, but there was a lot of those deep balls that you would like to see. He necessarily didn't connect on a lot of those.
No, because I want to give you credit, Matt, because you've criticized Tua's deep ball, and the one he threw to Tyreek Hill in double coverage was really underthrown.
I hate to say this, but
I don't want to be right about that right now. I mean, I'll take it. I do not want to be right on Tua slander right now.
The thing is,
I'm not calling you out for calling me. I don't mind.
The thing is, the first thing I thought about when I seen that play, and they showed it from the QB's vision, I was like, if that's Mahomes, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, everybody.
Honestly, yeah.
Everybody was saying that last night. My group text, Twitter.
If that's Mahomes, the NFL gives a crap that he's on the field.
I'm glad that's
true though.
Tyreek Hill was able to still get his. He finished with 175, 100.
Yeah, 160 yards. And you had a touchdown. You didn't have a touchdown.
I was like, somebody posted it. Somebody posted this on Twitter. It's like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill having that season was they look like that picture that's in Italy. I think was they want to get back together.
The way I see it is our generation sees it is the episode where SpongeBob goes to work at the chum bucket, and the stove is a stove, and the whole thing.
Where it's like Mr. Krabs.
Patty is a patty. Patty Mahomes. That's what I said.
Where it's like SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are in the sky and they're trying to reach out to each other.
Patty Mahomes is a Patty Mahomes.
They're the high school sweethearts that need to get back together. They broke up. They went to colleges, separate colleges. They're like, nah, we need to get back together.
Fries will be fries.
It's like you know what it's like. It's like Shaq and Penny. It's like y'all good by yourselves, but y'all so much better when y'all together.
Yeah,
that I can't argue with that.
Penny should be in the Hall of Fame. That's for whole conversation for months from now. For months from now.
Ball player. No.
Months from now, we'll talk about that.
Months from now.
I'll throw that in there as a little tease. Tune in for the next few months for the Penny Hall of Fame debate. Penny Hardaway is a Hall of Famer? We'll find out.
Keep listening, people. Keep listening.
Keep listening until we have that conversation. After that, you're free to go. I don't mind. We'll just never have it. Keep you on your toes.
Man, that was heated,
that was heavy.
That was a good segment.
That got heavy. It's all right, though. This is heavy stuff. It needs to be discussed. If people like us, look, I know we're a college radio station. I understand the reality situation. ESPN was talking about it. All the major media outlets were talking about it. This needs to be discussed at length by everybody. The NFL needs to even hear it.
Because it's about time. Like we put a stop to seeing stuff like that on primetime games. We just need to put.
I just love how going into yesterday's game, we're all like, "Oh, Mike McDaniel's a great coach. He's going to have a great game. He's going to coach a great game." Now we're questioning this man's integrity. That's a real serious jump.
And
it's worthy, too.
People don't know whether to criticize McDaniel or the team doctors or the neurologist because it's like we don't. There's an investigation going on right now.
It can go all the way to the damn owner. We don't know if this starts at the top. We don't know what level this begins at. It could be as simple as McDaniel said, "Get in there, Tua." Could be the team doctors clearing him. Could be the owner like, "No. We're winning. Let's keep winning. Let's get Tua. Go out there."
The Dolphins have a lot of stuff going on.
Keep in mind, this is the same owner. This is the same owner that paid Flores, offered to pay Flores to lose games,
and who's suspended right now because of that.
Correct.
Do you remember the Tom Brady, Sean Payton stuff?
I do remember.
The Miami. What's going on?
What is going on in Miami? Like, why is nobody?
That's the question we need to ask.
It's the Vice City, baby.
Why the hell is nobody investigating the Miami Dolphins for like everything? I'm talking like bigger than the Commanders' investigation. Like, go all out, front, like top to bottom, and every sense of the chain of command. Investigate everybody.
Yeah, they're definitely moving grimy over there. But
oh my God.
Man, it's such a heavy topic. But that's why I love this show so much, because we can go heavy and we can have fun, and we're definitely going to lighten the mood here with our Week 4 picks. But before I get to that,
almost. Oh, sorry. You're teasing me.
I know.
Just get to it, man.
In a good way.
Just do it.
You are listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice. You're good. On the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
I get angry when I'm teased too much.
Felt that.
Yeah, right?
Felt that.
You hate that. Just stop beating around the bush. Just get up in there.
Enough of the suspense. Like
who is beating Goff? Let's find out. Time for our picks.
Like Matt says, let's get right to it.
Yeah!
Is that a new segment? Beating off.
It's about that time, baby. We got Week 4's games to pick.
Here's tomorrow. No. Get my notes.
Nah, we don't got it. You're really trying to make this a thing.
I want to make sound effects incorporated, right? I want to make sound effects incorporated in our show.
Okay, Sean, if you're listening, he's going to take that up with you sometime this week, right?
Yeah, Sean, Sean wants more audio, and I'm giving him more audio. All I will say.
He did say
guys, step up the audio game. I'm getting my notes out. They can't see me, so I got to let people know what I'm doing.
Yes, we got to get to our...
Narrating's not enough.
For sure. The Week 4 games start early this week, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. 9:30 in the morning, we got the Vikings at my New Orleans Saints, who are dealing with a... That's not looking great for New Orleans right now. Not only is Jameis Winston out with the back injury that we talked about, they played 2 weeks with, but...
Yeah, we don't know what back injury means anymore.
Michael Thomas is out for the game.
All right.
Why do I feel more confident in y'all winning? The fact that Andy Dalton is your quarterback?
Oh, that's offensive. That's an attack.
I feel like Andy Dalton is that solid quarterback that could just guide the ship of like anything like when an injury happens.
So Teddy Bridgewater is horrible, but we're believing in Andy Dalton now?
Yes.
Not even that, no.
Anthony. You want to know why? Because Teddy Bridgewater, when I seen him on the sideline in that Buffalo Bills game, and when it looked like he was about to have to come in, it looked like he looked like
he was like staring at the ground.
No, he looked like the one person that you'd be like, is that a fan on the sideline? Yeah, look, he had the beanie hat with the and literally it was like, wasn't he coaching high school football just like a couple days ago?
Yeah, get my man Teddy B small, man.
Anthony, I must give you. I can't give you credit. I cannot back this claim. Anthony had a hot take before we came in here about the Saints quarterback room, Josh.
Taysom Hill should start. 100%.
He actually believes that.
Do you want me to jump over the screen and tackle you?
I told you to tell him.
He's good. He's good.
We seen that party happen last a season.
Do you remember the game in Denver with no quarterbacks? It was Taysom Hill and some receiver from the XFL.
I guess I just like the underdog.
Taysom Hill was 4-1 as a starter last year.
Yeah, but that wasn't him. That was the defense and him doing Wildcat.
That's what I'm saying.
That was Sean Payton.
You know what? That's what I'll say about Andy Dalton. And shout out Eric Williams, who I'm sure is listening. If Cooper Rush can win football games with a loaded defense and weapons on offense, Andy Dalton can do it. I'm going Saints.
And Mike McCarthy on the sideline calling the plays. Remember that fact for the Cowboys.
And
that's the guy in charge of that team, and that says a lot about the team's talent to be where they are.
I think Andy Dalton can definitely do what Cooper Rush did. I'm picking the Saints in this game, but we'll go around the room starting with you, Matt. Who you got?
All right, I am going to go with the Vikings.
All right.
Now, I'm saying Vikings, not saying where they're from to stall. The Vikings, I think I'm going to take this one.
All right.
Because, first of all, Dalvin Cook is back this week. It is announced he is going to be active on Sunday morning in London, England. Dalvin Cook's a huge weapon in that offense. I don't even got to tell you guys about that. You know. I mean, Madison did a nice job filling in. Anyone that does Madison in fantasy, I'm sorry, Dalvin Cook is back. But bottom line is, I will be going with
Minnesota!
Thank you so much, Joe Biden.
Corey, who you got? Vikings, Saints in London.
I'm going with the Vikings
All
just
right.
because I feel like it's a solid. They're more like constructed right now. They
Did
don't
you
have like
just say the Saints are going to win?
I said they have a better chance of winning.
Oh? And you're...
He's our Stephen A. Smith.
Who's going to score more points and who's going to win?
No. I said they have it. I said it's like this.
Yeah.
I feel like their chances of winning with Jameis Winston going out.
Okay.
And
But
this
James
guy-
Winston is out, so they have the... What?
No, look, listen. I said, they have a better chance. I'm not saying they're going to win.
But you're picking the underdog here, in your eyes.
No, I'm going with the Vikings. I'm saying their odds increases of them winning.
The Saints.
Yeah, but
I'm
they're not
so
going-
lost. You're picking the Vikings?
Yeah, you're
Yes, I'm
confusing
picking the
me.
Vikings.
Okay.
You didn't get that, did you?
Nobody in the room got that.
Well, I got it.
Okay, if the
We're
Vikings,
doing this?
Talking about, if the Vikings chances are here and the Saints chances are here, right? And I said it went up slightly. Am I still going with?
Now I understand. When you said better chance, when I thought you meant then the Vikings.
What Corey is trying to say is that the Saints will cover the 3 points, all right?
No, I don't think he's saying that.
No, I think that's
I had to
Would
put
you
out.
put your money on that?
I had to put out a whole graph out here.
Nico, each. Vikings, Saints. Who we got?
Vikings.
Skull!
I'll say Vikings, but the real losers of this game are Saints fans. For having to watch Andy Dalton play football again.
In England.
Red Rocket.
Yeah.
Red Rocket.
Listen,
The Red Rocket is who we're sending over to represent us as Americans in London. What does that tell you?
I'm not going to lie and say I'm confident, but I think it'll be a close game. Hopefully the Saints pull it out. But Anthony Marin, who you got?
Who that? We're going to go with the Saints, baby. We're going to go with the Saints.
There we go.
Dalton.
There we go.
Very nice.
The London game pick. Let's get right into the local teams now. I have no idea how both these teams are 2-1. We got the Chicago Bears at
The Bears confused me more than the Giants because I watched the Giants games. The Giants are 2-1 on a missed field goal and Baker Mayfield being terrible.
Yeah, I have.
That's why they're 2-1.
I have genuinely no idea why the Bears are 2-1, but the Giants are 3-point favorites. I'll start with the Giants fan in the room. Corey, who you got?
I am going with the New York Giants.
That's a shock. He's wearing all blue. That's like a shock to me.
Obviously. Now, I give us a better shot because I feel like the Chicago's defense isn't what it once was as far as that defensive line. So hopefully we can add some type of protection for Daniel Jones. So I'm just hoping.
All right.
Nico Each, who you got?
Oh, give me the Giants.
Okay.
Give me Daniel Mid-Jones.
Throw it under 200?
The Giants will cover the spread.
But you think they're going to win? What do you mean they're going to cover the spread?
Never mind. Sorry. My fault.
Well, technically.
But they'll win by over 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
The New York Giants, you brought up Daniel Jones, Nico. He's going to be throwing to Richie James.
That's right.
Kenny Galladay is active. Remember that.
Yeah.
Who?
Kenny Galladay could go off at any time.
I don't recognize
We're waiting on the Kenny Galladay coming
Who's
out
that?
party.
Who's that?
I don't recognize the name.
Garbage?
The guy that
Garbage can?
lost you a
The
bet.
garbage can
by his own.
outside.
No, the guy that lost you that bet when they dropped Daniel Jones' 4-yard
Don't
pass.
talk to me, Matthew.
The really overpriced diamond-studded garbage can.
$72 million?
Yeah, that's
Jesus
He's like a
Christ.
bougie garbage can. Is what he is.
that's tough. That's tough.
You know those gold garbage bags amongst the other black garbage bags?
Yeah.
He's the bougie garbage bag.
Oh, Kenny Galladay, step up, please. Anthony Marin, who you got?
The Giants are going to kill Justin Fields. He's a fraud.
I ain't going that far.
Well, he's been trash, so I don't know if you would really call him
He's
fraud.
been worse than trash. Garbage.
We'll leave it at that.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. Now, people call me a Giants hater. I really am not. I'm a Giants realist, and you guys love them too much. Now, with that being said, Bears.
Bears.
I got the Bears on Sunday.
You got the Bears going 3-1.
I got the Bears going 3-1. Well, here's the thing. One of these hot garbage franchises must go 3-1, and I'm just picking the one I think has a better chance to win. That's all I'm doing.
What? All I'll say about this game is I'll pick the New York Giants in this game, but darn up Mooney fantasy points, please, pretty please.
He is a big reason why I'm picking the Bears. Just saying.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is going to have at least 50 yards rushing. The Giants are not going to be able to contain him. Montgomery's out, and that's why he's going to run the ball more. It's going to be a big part of their win.
We'll see what happens there. On to the next local football team, the New York Jets. Welcome back, Zach Wilson.
Hide your moms.
You are back in the saddle.
He's got that dog in him.
Yes, he does.
Milf Hunter. Let's get it. Let's get it.
His first test is against a Mike Tomlin defense, but the Pittsburgh Steelers also at 1-2. Both these teams 1-2. Pittsburgh Steelers 3-point favorites. Matt, who you got?
I'm in love with the New York Jets this year, but I find it disrespectful to the Steelers and the talent they have that it's Pittsburgh -3 is the spread. Pittsburgh's going to win by at least 7.
Ooh, okay. Corey,
I'm going with the Jets, Jets.
Homer.
I'm going with the I'm going with the Jets just because I feel like I don't trust the Pittsburgh's QB situation right now. Mitchell Trubisky doesn't have the faith I don't leave behind him. It's like the guys trust him, and then you have that whole contention of Kenny Pickett is right behind you, so I don't really trust everything that's going on. And obviously, you have George Pickens on the sideline getting upset, literally upset. So yeah, I'm going with the Jets.
All right, Nico Each, who you got? Jets at Steelers.
Well, Josh, let's reword the question. The return of the MILF Hunter.
You're right.
Or MVP.
No, Josh, don't.
And
just trust me.
The answer is the MILF Hunter. Jets are going to win. And I'll take the over in this game, too.
All right. Anthony, who you got? Jets at Steelers.
We're going to go with Zach Wilson, but please don't run. You're going to get destroyed if you run. Please don't run.
Oh. All right, on to the next game. I had the NFL schedule makers this year, yo.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, this is
great job early.
Should have been prime time.
How is Bills at Ravens at 1 o'clock?
It's not going to be nationally televised, and that makes me so sad.
How?
That is, looking at the whole slate, that's the best game of the day, arguably with Sunday night. So the Sunday night matchup, I get why that is prime time. But at least move this to freaking Monday.
Yeah,
or even 425 game of the week on CBS. Come on.
Tell them, Matt.
This is definitely the best game of the week. Again, Bills at Ravens. Buffalo Bills, 3-point favorites coming off their loss to Miami last week.
Question before anybody starts. Is the Buffalo Bills defense restacked, or is it still has some problems with injuries?
Well,
they're amazing. Michael Hyde's out for the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Trey White coming back? He is, right? Trey White's coming back this week.
I believe so.
I think he is, and that means Rashad Bateman's going to have fits.
I don't see why they're their favorite, but okay. All right, sorry.
Okay, then do you make your pick then? Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson's gonna get the MVP of the season.
Okay.
All right.
Early MVP prediction over there.
Wow. Wow.
Nico, who do you got?
My boy Trevor Lawrence like that? Come on, man.
Trevor Lawrence isn't playing in this game. Who are you picking in this game?
He said MVP.
Who are you
Lamar
picking in this
Jackson?
game, Nico?
You know what, Matt?
Trust Russ.
Okay.
Big trust.
Give me the Bills and give me them with points. And give me the over as well.
You think the Bills
I like
have a
the
huge
over.
bounce back?
I like the over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, Corey, who we got?
This is a tough one for me because I do like Baltimore. I really like them. I really want them to win. But I feel as though Josh Allen is going to dice up the Baltimore defense. Even though they just added Jason Pierre-Paul, I still feel like...
He's still around?
He's still around. He's still a good pass rusher.
Oh, wow.
I just feel as though Josh Allen is basically going to have whatever he wants out there. And he's going to be seeking revenge from that loss against Miami. So, obviously, I feel like the Bills' defense do have a good game plan against Lamar whenever they do play him.
All right, Matt Leonard, who we got? Bills at the Ravens.
I'm not going to go as far as say Lamar's going to win MVP. I think he'll be top 3. It's safe to say that from how he's played so far, as long as things go well and he stays healthy. But he'll continue that MVP hype train in Baltimore against the Bills. The Ravens are taking this one. This is going to go down to the wire. Maybe a Justin Tucker game-winning field goal. This is going to be the best game we've seen so far this year. And do I want to go there? I'll go there. Josh Allen's throwing 3 picks. I'm going there. I'm going there.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what? I'm really feeling what the Ravens got going on right now. Lamar Jackson looks special. He's a generational talent. We all say it. Both these guys, really, you can call them generational talents.
Absolutely, in different ways, too. They're just so different.
Josh Allen, the physical nature. Lamar Jackson, the elusiveness. I will go with the Baltimore Ravens, though, at home.
Nice.
There we go. We got the Browns at the Falcons next. The Browns just 1-point favorites.
This is such like I said it last week. The worst. I'm going to start calling the worst matchup the toilet bowl. This is this week's toilet bowl, and God, I don't. This is like Nico last week, not wanting to touch Sunday Night Football. Yeah. I don't want to touch this, but if I had to, Atlanta.
Mary Goat.
Marcus Mariota's going to get it done.
All right,
because Myles Garrett's questionable. That's important.
That's big. That's big. But the Falcons, come on now. Corey, who we got?
I'm going with the A. I'm going with Atlanta.
Wow.
My boy Kadero Patterson.
Yes.
He's been carrying my other fantasy football team.
Your other, yeah.
Even though I just won in my other one. Even though I just won in the radio station one. We're not going to discuss who I beat, though. We
have the same record. Why are you going to discuss it? That's a good point.
You're going to lose this week anyway. Don't worry about it.
Nico's going to wipe the floor with you.
The cap.
Corey, I'm going to beat you by like 60 points this week.
Look, now when he lose and he come in there,
okay, Corey.
All right,
Nico's having a perfect season.
I literally am.
Corey feeling bold today, picking the Falcons. I will say this about the Falcons. They're much improved in the trenches, and that we all know is where you win football games.
Absolutely. Hog mollies.
Nico, who you got?
Josh, I don't want to pick a winner. I really don't. Genuinely, tie. This is going to be
a fair pick.
That is a terrible football
That is
game.
something you can bet on DraftKings. I'll let him have it.
This game's going to end 9-9. This is going to
9-9.
Terrible game.
Disgusting.
Oh my God. And somehow it's going to be 9-0 Falcons. It'll become 9-9 in the fourth quarter. Watch.
That's a great
on like a touchdown, a PAT, and a safety. That's how this game will end.
That's a great call. That's an amazing call. This game's going to be nasty. But Anthony, who you got?
If I had to bet my life on this game, I would 100% trust the Browns. 100% trust them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have that much faith in the
Falcons? Would you trust a team that's known to choke with your life? Would you bet on that?
Against the Browns?
You don't love your life? You don't love your life?
The Browns with Jacoby Brissett.
It's spooky season, and I'm ready to be spooked. Let's go Browns. Betting my life on it.
This is the first time.
Someone's not going to be on the show next Friday.
I was going to say, what that means is, if he doesn't show up next Friday, following an Atlanta win, we need to call the authorities. That's what that means.
This is the first time in my life I've ever heard I'm betting my life on the Cleveland Browns.
And you're serious.
First man that's ever said that sentence.
I'm not going to bet on the Atlanta Falcons.
He's not kidding either. He's serious. I'm looking at you. You're serious.
I'm serious.
Damn.
Man.
Wow.
All right.
I will go with the Cleveland Browns. I'm not as sure as you, Anthony, but
on to the next toilet bowl.
Oh man, yeah, this is rough. The Chargers, the banged up Los Angeles Chargers at the 0-2-1.
I was hoping you'd read the record. That's perfect. Herbert is yes, Herbert said.
All right,
but I feel like everybody else, like the other 52 guys in the roster, are questionable to doubtful. It's bad up there.
J.C. Jackson's questionable. Khalil Mack's questionable. Yeah. Why'd you even make off-season trades, Chargers? What was the point? They're all out.
Bosa's out too, right?
What?
Is Bosa out?
Bosa's out indefinitely.
Yeah.
He's out for a while.
He's cooked.
Both Bosas are out for a while.
Big neck Mills.
Stop.
Justin Herbert. I don't know. Stop. I'll say tie.
Neck males. He said.
Large neck.
Yeah. Big old neck. You're going tie again?
Yeah.
Cop out.
We're going to have 2 ties this weekend.
Chargers are going to win.
Chargers are going to win.
Yeah.
Corey, who you got? Chargers at the Texans. Mind you, in the same exact matchup, what lost the Chargers the playoff berth last year was them losing to Davis Mills and the Texans.
Oh, they want revenge. So Herbert wants his get back. And by the way, 5.5 is a weird as hell spread number. That's a very strange number.
They're trying to trap people.
Yeah, they don't know who's going to win this game, and that's their way of getting money. Sorry, Corey.
I might go some little controversial here.
Do it.
Go with Davis Mills. Do it.
I'm going with the Texans.
Let's go.
Just because I feel like
lock that in.
I feel like not to the degree, but I feel like Justin Herbert's not healthy right now. I feel like those ribs are really causing him problems.
They're definitely aching him. We saw it against Jacksonville. He put up 10 points.
Yeah, it's a situation where he's not fully himself, and then you have Keenan Allen out. Yeah, I'm going with the Texans.
Mike Williams is going to eat and give my fantasy team points.
Anthony Marin, who you got?
So I'm not going to bet my life on this one, but I want to see them dogs go out and Dustin Mills or Davis Mills, right?
Davis Mills,
and the underdog wins.
Wow, he's going.
I
like
want
so
them to win.
bold.
I'm not saying they are, but I want them to win.
Okay, fair.
A lot of Texans love. The defense is playing well, so I'll give
Why
them
would
that.
anyone love the Texans after they're covering up for Deshaun? Never mind. I'm serious. It's not even worth that conversation. We don't have time for
that is a slippery slope.
The cover up over there is even worse. It's not even worth that.
Yeah, let's move on to
Slippery's the right word.
The Commanders. The Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3-point favorites. Only 3-point favorites.
Only? What does that mean? There should be more.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
The spread should be more. Matt, who you got?
Oh, Dallas. How about them Cowboys?
Yes. Corey, who you got? Commanders at the Cowboys.
I don't think he wants to pick.
Cowboys.
Say it louder. Into the microphone louder.
Let the people know. Let Eric know.
Who's winning?
The Cowboys.
What?
I think the people need to really know your pick.
Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah!
Okay. Nico, who you got?
Give me them boys in Dallas.
The boys.
They still them boys.
Just
Are they
like
still
Magic
boys?
Johnson's son, I'm all about them boys this weekend.
Oh, he went there.
Wow.
He went there.
Wow.
Oh, my.
I love Cooper Rush.
The button is reset. You can't hit it again.
I just want to say this.
No, I'm stunned.
Look.
I don't even know where I am anymore.
Cool question though. I do want to say this.
Second time this week's happened to somebody we know.
If I was a Dallas Cowboys fan, which I'm not, in Cooper Rush we do trust.
Yes, I was just thinking that too. He's a good quarterback.
Future of Dallas.
How about them boys?
Dak's on his way to San Francisco.
Josh, who you got? Washington or Dallas?
Cooper Rush 4-0 as a starter in his career.
Let's
get
go.
Let's get it.
Undefeated Cooper
That's
Rush.
true.
Nico, your Jacksonville Jaguars are
Let's
at
go!
the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles.
You better be careful, sir.
Yo, I'm excited for you, Nico.
Be careful, sir.
Thank you so much, Josh.
let
I've
me give you
waited
the
so
stage right
long
now.
for this moment.
Giving his Academy Awards speech
If you're
over there.
betting on this game, I say take the Eagles as a safe bet. I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
You're an idiot.
Because
Respectfully, respectfully.
their offense is just better than Philly's.
Stop talking.
Look at the stats, Matt. Look at the stats.
Stop talking.
Look at the stats. Look at the stats.
Him saying stats over and over and making outrageous comments reminds me of somebody I used to
Who
know
has more
here.
touchdowns? Who has more touchdowns, Matthew?
Don't even give me
Who
that.
has more touchdown passes, Matthew? Answer the question.
Touchdown passes isn't the focal point. That isn't the focal point of the Eagles' offense.
Trevor MVP Lawrence.
Why am I
Matthew.
entertaining this lunacy?
I love the Jaguars. If I wasn't a Packers fan, I'd be living in Jacksonville right now.
It's kind of like how Corey is with the Ravens, you know?
Speaking of
Yeah, at
Corey,
least
who
I'm
you got?
proud of it though.
You'll own it. You'll own it.
Yeah, I'm just getting picked on at this rate.
Yeah, you kind of are.
I'm the elder statesman and I'm getting picked on.
Who you got?
Oh no.
I'm going with Philly, of course.
All right.
Matt, who you got?
Oh, Philly. Philly all day.
Anthony.
I hate Philly. F Philly. But we're gonna go with Jacksonville.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Josh,
Let's
break
go.
a tie, please.
I got Jacksonville.
Let's go.
You suck. All of you are, except for Corey.
I love
Everyone's
this
crazy.
side of the room. I love this side of the room so much.
love what Doug Peterson, the effect he's had on Trevor Lawrence. I love what they're doing on offense. He had the defensive rookie of the year on their squad, of the month, excuse me, on their squad.
Possibly of the year.
Okay.
Possibly.
No, definitely of the year.
I feel like I'm Steve Austin right now. What? Like, are we? Have I entered this other dimension where it's not the same people?
Great. The Eagles look great, but I'm telling you,
They're frauds.
watch the Jaguars.
Oh, they're not frauds. That's
They're
bold.
not frauds. They're not frauds.
The Eagles are Super Bowl contenders.
Look, I'm gonna say this right now. The Eagles are the most complete team in the NFL.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. All position groups, absolutely true.
All right, Seahawks at Lions. Matt, who's beating Goff?
Nobody is beating Goff this Sunday.
go.
Gino can try. He cannot be the guy to be beating Goff. I don't care where this game is being played. I don't care where anyone's trying to be beating Goff. I don't care. Goff will come out on top of this one. No one's beating Goff.
As much as I would love to keep this going, we are running on time here. So,
I'm going
Corey,
with I'm going with Detroit just because I feel like their team is more solid right now. Everything's just going good.
all right, Nico, we got.
Detroit with points, baby.
Oh!
Hey.
They'll win by exactly 3.5. The Detroit Lions would be that NFL team to put up half a point. They'd find a way. Right?
Anthony,
You know how I said I'd risk my life with the Browns?
Yeah.
We're gonna risk my life with the Lions. Parlay. The life-risking parlay right here.
So you got to hit both?
Yes.
Or we're just never going to see you again?
Yeah, someone's losing a lot of money this weekend.
He's losing a lot more than his money. Oh!
Browns and Lions.
This is a lot more than when Terry goes, take my money. It's a lot more than that.
Anthony, before I move on, I just want to know you're okay. You okay?
He doesn't value his life, apparently. He does not value his life.
He clearly doesn't.
Like, do we need to get you counseling? Are you okay?
Who hurt you?
All right, who you got?
Let's move on. But before I do, I will go with the Lions.
Yeah!
Dan Campbell.
Bite a kneecap.
Let's go.
We're hungry. Bite some more kneecaps.
We're both risking our lives right here.
I'm going Indianapolis.
For
Next
Tennessee
game.
at the Colts.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo!
Matt, who you got?
I'm going Tennessee.
Nico.
Mid-Ryan.
I don't know. Colts, I guess.
Yeah.
We got two Indy.
It's a battle of two terrible teams.
This is the battle of
It's
mid right
just
here.
who's going to be worse? This is my toilet bowl, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of running in this game between Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. It's going to come down to who stops the run better.
Anthony, who you got? Titans at Colts.
I'm going to go, with the Titans. And it's going to be under.
Under? I agree, under.
I will go with the Titans. Entering the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Cardinals at the Panthers. Both teams 1-2. Carolina 1-point favorites. Matt, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals and take Kyler Murray for over 20 rushing yards in this one.
All right.
Less than 56 pass attempts.
Yeah,
for sure. Has to be.
I beg of you. Corey, who you got?
Arizona. Don't even need to say that.
Nico.
Cardinals.
Anthony.
Arizona. Bet your life on it.
Yo, you at the...
All right. Denver Broncos 2-1 somehow
Let's
at
ride.
the Las Vegas Raiders 0-3. Las Vegas, though,
This is the toilet bowl.
2.5-point favorites still Las Vegas. Matt, who you got?
I'm actually going to go with Las Vegas.
All right.
I feel like no one's going to be able to guard the combination of Renfro and Adams, and Carr is going to somehow find an open receiver. Russell Wilson's going to wet the bed.
He will. Definitely will.
That's right.
You going with the Broncos?
We going with the Broncos.
All right, Jesus. Corey on the... Nico clearly disagrees. So I take you're taking the Raiders.
Yes. The Broncos are so bad at football. They could barely beat the 49ers last weekend. It was literally the worst football game I've ever watched with my own two eyes.
That was rough. That was
Jimmy G handed them that, and by that I mean threw the ball to them while he was stepping on the end zone line. That's what it is.
That's a great
He said
call.
they're Orlovsky free.
Anthony, who we got?
I would go with the Raiders, but they're frauds. We're going to go with the Broncos.
How could they be frauds?
What's wrong with the frauds?
Derek Carr.
They're 0-3.
We know what they are.
He's not good.
I disagree. I got the Raiders getting the first win of the season.
They need to win for you. Let's be real. They need to win for you.
They do.
The Giants pick didn't look too good. They need to win for your Raiders.
Right. The New England Patriots at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 9-point favorites.
I guarantee you that line is over 11 now that Mac Jones is declared out.
Definitely.
It's got to be almost 15.
I take it we're all on the Packers.
This is a wash. Packers win by 30.
But I'll take the
I was going
under.
to say the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Take the
I'm taking
under.
the under.
Well, Mac Jones is out, so yeah, it's true.
It
all
is a
depends
really
on Aaron
low
Rodgers.
under.
We've
though.
seen Matt LaFleur he likes to
That's
take
what I'm
his
saying.
foot off the pedal a lot.
It depends on Aaron Rodgers and what he puts up. The Patriots are putting up. They could be shut out. I'm being real with you.
Yeah.
They could be shut out.
Let's go. 40-0 win.
Quay Walker.
All right. We're all on the Packers. We got 2 minutes. We got 2 games. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay just 1-point favorites. Real quick, who we got?
In a rematch of a terrible Super Bowl, Kansas City's getting their revenge. They're beating Brady and the Bucs.
All right, Corey.
We going with Kansas City.
Nico.
Chiefs.
Nice.
Chiefs.
I will go with the Chiefs, and hopefully we see this game being played with the weather down there. Monday Night Football. I'm dead serious.
Oh, I thought I meant in the weather. I was like, wait, what are you saying?
No, the weather, the hurricane. Hopefully
Yeah,
they
I
get the
got
game
you.
in. Monday Night Football. To close the Week 4 picks, the Rams at the Niners. Who we got?
Jimmy Garbage is going to throw 4 picks and get stomped by the Rams. Aaron Donald getting 3 sacks. It's over. Rams win.
Corey, who we got?
I'm going with the 49ers. I feel like they're going to get it back in blood from last year against that loss against the Rams.
All right.
Nico's giving himself a head injury. Take him out of the studio.
You're bad at making decisions, bro. Oh, my God. Rams, Stafford, 5 touchdowns.
My God. Wow.
Rams,
and he going to Robinson.
2 touchdowns.
Rams, 49ers. This is a tough game, but Shanahan has had the edge over Sean McVay in the past. But I will go with the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. I gave you a drum roll for nothing.
Yeah, you know, Jimmy G is going to do just enough to win this game.
What does that mean? Throw a pick 10?
He'll do
more. Do more.
He'll do just enough to get a win, and that's what he's done his entire career. So we'll see
absolutely.
what happens.
He's been carried his career. Let's be real. That man has not won a real ring. Brady got him all the rings he has. You can't dispute that.
I have to agree with that one.
That I don't think anybody would disagree, but
no.
We will call it a close on WHPC Sports Talk for today and the week. From Joshua Yamahi, Matt Leonard, Corey David, Nico Each, and Anthony Marin. Thank you once again for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College. 90.3 WHPC, American Hit Radio, is up next. WHPC Sports Talk returns Monday at 4. Enjoy the games and enjoy your weekend, everybody.